Good evening, friends. Welcome to my channel, Passionate Book Readers. And we'll be reading the book 30 Days Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. A couple of simple steps every day to create the life you want by MARC RECLAU. Request you to please subscribe to the channel and press the like button. So, to move ahead with the chapter 21, Avoid Energy Robbers. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Benjamin Franklin. The energy of mind is the essence of life. Aristotle. Your energy is crucial for boosting you towards your goal and happiness. There are some things in your life that drain your energy, and then there are things that add energy. Don't underestimate the importance of energy and keep it up. In my coaching process, we put a lot of emphasis on activities that bring energy and cut loose things that drain energy out of my client's life. When you operate on low energy, you don't feel good, you're not happy, you send out low vibes, and chances are that you will attract what you are sending. Stop doing or exposing yourself to things that drain your energy, like unhealthy eating habits, alcohol, drug, caffeine, sugar, tobacco, lack of exercise, negativity, sarcasm, unfocused goals, the news and tabloid newspapers, among others. All these things drain your energy, and beware of energy vampires amongst your colleagues, friends, and even family. Why would you spend time with people that only drain you? Become very selfish on how you manage your energy. Eliminate all distractions. Finish your unfinished business. Work on your tolerations. Say goodbye to all energy robbing people and relationships. Manage your time, chapter 22. There is nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all. Peter F. Drucker. Do you work lots of overtime and still don't have time for everything you need to do? Are you one of those people that would love to have 28 hours a day? Well, unfortunately, you also have only 24 hours like everybody else on this planet. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot. There is no such thing as time management. You can't manage time. What you can do is use your time wisely and manage your priorities. Everyone who comes to me and most of my friends say, I don't have time. The fastest way to gain time is to watch 1 hour less of TV every day. That's 365 hours a year, which equals 28 hours a month. What would you do with 7 extra hours a week? Another trick to gain more time is getting up earlier. Set priorities and choose what activities to invest your time in. Set clear rules about when you are available and when you are not available, and don't let other people steal your time. The funny thing is, the more you value your time, the more you will have of it, because people will also value your time. If you allow people to interrupt you all the time, you are essentially showing them that your time is not very valuable, in which case you will not be able to work effectively, no matter how many hours you work. Recent studies have found out that each 5-minute interruption to work costs you 12 minutes because your brain needs 7 minutes to refocus. How many interruptions do you have per day? 10? 12? Imagine how much time you can gain back when you decrease the number of interruptions. Every 3-minute interruption costs you 10 minutes. Let's say you get interrupted 12 times in one working day. 2 hours gone. In a month, that's like having an extra week. Don't let employees, friends, or clients interrupt you. Set those clear rules now. Another big time robber is social media and email. Setting fixed time for your social media activity and checking emails is another means to gain a lot of time. I started gaining a lot of time at work when I learned to say no. My personal number one time saving technique is taking 30 to 60 minutes on Sundays to plan my week ahead. I put my personal and professional goals for every week in my Excel sheet. And don't forget to schedule in some free time, relaxation time like power naps, reading, meditation, etc. and some buffer time for emergencies too. I also take 15 minutes every day to plan my next day. In this way, I give my subconscious mind a chance to work on it already while I sleep. This works. When I start the next day, I don't have to think much. I just go to work. Some more time saving tips is make a to-do list with date and time the task takes. Limit your phone calls to 5 minutes per call. Be aware of the result you want for each call that you make. Work against time and you will get work done faster. Set an alarm clock and work against it. Write 5 things you want for the next day each evening and list them in order of priority. Create blocks of time, 90 minutes block. Track your time. Take a look at how you are currently using your time by tracking your daily activities. Do the unpleasant thing first. Stop being busy and go for results. Be careful with the following time robbers. Lack of information for completing a task. You do everything yourself. You get distracted easily. Your phone calls are too long. You spend a lot of time in searching for files. You keep doing things the same way and don't realize that there could be a more efficient way of doing it. You think you have to be reachable all the time and everywhere. So, what are you going to do next? Will you insist on the excuse that you have no time? Or will you start making time with one little thing at a time and experience the change for yourself? What are you going to do? Remember, it's all about decision and habits. Chapter 23 Start to get organized. Organizing is what you do before you do something so that when you do it, it is not all mixed up. A. Milne. For every minute spent organizing, an hour is earned. Anonymous. Are you too busy to get organized? You are surrounded by mountains of papers and have posts. It's all over your table and you feel you are really busy, but you just can't breathe and you just can't handle your work even if you do extra time. Then read closely now because I am especially talking to you. It's not that you are too busy to get organized. It's because you are not organized that you are so busy. And to make it worse, being busy doesn't mean that you are effective. Just because you have the messiest table in the office doesn't mean you are the one who works hardest. There are studies that today's executives spend between 30 to 50% of their time searching for paperwork. Can you believe that? So my overwhelmed worker go on reading and try out these little tips as they can change your life. I have been there and I turned it around using the little tips below. Spend the first 15 minutes of your working day prioritizing what to do. Spend 1 hour a week for organizing and filing papers. Spend 15 minutes a day throwing away papers and clearing your desk. Spend the last 15 minutes of your working day to go through your tasks for tomorrow. What's important? What's urgent? Use your email inbox as a to-do list. Task solved, get archived, and task unsolved, stay in the inbox. If there are any emails and tasks that you can do in less than 5 minutes, always do them right away, always. Don't accept any new task until you are in control. Do the job right the first time so that it doesn't come back to haunt you and cost you more time later. Do you remember that typical colleague who always completed his work fast but not thoroughly, and then during every step of the process, you had to go back to him for more information? Instead of doing it well one time with all of the correct documentation, which takes 15 minutes, he rushed it in 5 minutes, and later you had to go back to him 3 more times, thus losing another 30 minutes. So instead of 15 minutes, he actually took 35 minutes to complete the task. Do it the right the first time. Like everything else in this book, saying that won't work for me doesn't count as an excuse. Try it for at least 2 weeks, and if it still doesn't work for you, write me an email and complain to me. Chapter 24. Say no to them and yes to yourself. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. Bill Cosby. Here is another one of the small exercises that improved my life a lot. When I stopped wanting to please others and started being myself, a lot of it came with the word no. Every time you say no, when you mean no, you are actually saying yes to yourself. Before learning to say no, I often went out with my friends, although I didn't want to, or went to events I didn't enjoy. The result was I was there physically, but mentally I was in another place, and honestly, I was not the best company. When I decided that a yes is a yes and a no is a no, I felt much better. I went out less with my friends, and telling them no was hard at the beginning, but the result was that when I was with my friends, I was fully there. In my work life, the impact was even bigger. When I started working in Spain, I wanted to be a good colleague and said yes to every favor I was asked for. Guess what happened? I ended up being totally overwhelmed at work because I was asked a lot of favors. Usually, work nobody else wanted to do. It took me a while to put my foot down, but finally I said, enough. From then on, my first answers to all questions for favors was no, sorry. Can't do it. Very busy at the moment. But I started to say no often. I improved my work life a lot and actually freed up a lot of time. But make sure you say no without feeling guilty. You can explain to the person in question that it's not anything personal against them, but for your own well being. I could still do my colleagues a favor, but only if I had enough time and decided to. Suddenly, I was in the driver's seat. If I was up for it, I would mention to the colleague in the question that I am only doing a favor, and in no case do I want to end up doing the job. Selfish, yes, but keep in mind who the most important person in your life is. That's right, you are the most important person in your life. You have to be well. Only if you are well yourself, you can be well towards others. And from this level, you can contribute to others. But first, be well yourself. You can always buy some time and say, maybe at first, until you come to a definite decision. Life gets a lot easier if you start saying no. Ask yourself the following question: whose life are you living? Are you living with your own life or trying to please and fulfill the expectations of others? Who and what are you going to say no to starting now? Chapter 25. Get up early, sleep less. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Aristotle, the first benefit of getting up an hour earlier is that you gain around 365 hours per year. 365, who said, I don't have time? When clients come to me telling me that they don't have time, the first thing I ask them is how many hours of TV are they watching? This usually provides them with the time they need. To those who stopped watching TV and still don't have enough time, I ask them to get up 1 hour earlier. There is a very special energy in the morning hours before sunrise. Ever since I started getting up around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, my life completely changed. I am much more calm and relaxed and don't start the day already running around stressed. I usually go running half an hour before the sun rises so that on my way back I see the sun rising out of the Mediterranean Sea. This is absolutely mind boggling and already puts me in a state of absolute happiness. And for those of you who don't live next to the sea, a sunrise out of fields, forest, or even a big city is just as exciting. Just go watch it and let me know. Starting your day like this is very beneficial for your happiness and peace of mind. Another great advantage of getting up earlier is that it reinforces self discipline and you will gain self respect. Many successful leaders were still are members of the Early Birds Club. For example, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, Barack Obama, and many more. It's scientifically proven that 6 hours should be enough sleep per night paired with a 30 to 60 minutes per nap in the afternoon. Your freshness depends on the quality of your sleep, not on the quantity. You have to try and figure out yourself how many hours of sleep you need to feel refreshed. But you should definitely give it a try. It will improve your quality of life a lot. Don't forget that getting up early is a new habit. So give it some time and don't give up after the first week if you still feel tired after getting up earlier. The habits needs at least 3 to 4 weeks to kick in. If you absolutely can't get up 1 hour earlier, try half an hour. And don't forget that your attitude, thoughts, and beliefs about getting up an hour earlier play a big role too. To me, it was always intriguing how it was so difficult for me to get up at 6:45 to go to work after 7 or 8 hours of sleep. But before every vacation, I usually slept 4 hours and woke up before the alarm clock went off. And I was totally refreshed and energized. In the end, getting up or hitting the snooze button is a decision you make. It is up to you. How important is a better life and more time for you? We'll pause for time now and we'll catch you up in the next video. Till then, thank you. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.